each one of you, and namaste from Anu Krishna. I'm the co-founder of the Soulful Exploration. And yes, we're back with another masterclass. But note one thing, that everything that we bring forward from Soulful Exploration is about creating those beautiful experiences. So when you leave this place, you are going to feel, oh wow, what an experience it was. So whether it is retreats or it's masterclasses or we're having conversations with you or their blogs or their videos, remember we are here to create beautiful experiences and they're curated. So every single guest that appears with us know and are so beautifully aligned to what we are doing and impact people in their own sweet way. So today's masterclass, I have a beautiful person, and that is Punam. Okay, and you can probably see her. Say hi, Punam.
Hello, hi everybody. Hi Anu. Hi everyone who has
Hello.
joined us and is joining us as we speak. A very
Yes.
good evening.
Good evening to you. And well, Poonam is going to be leading because after this, I'm going to go completely out of the picture, out of the screen, and I'll tell you a little bit about what we do in each masterclass and why. This is Speakers Bureau. And we want not just, we're not looking at, oh, the top speakers of the world. It's about anyone who can connect with our audience. For what? Simply to tap that greatness inside and saying, hey, you can manifest that excellence which is sitting inside of you. And each one of us carry that expertise, that skill set that we've been honing within us for so many years. So here's Poonam, and she's a coach and an NLP trainer. She's the founder of Ikigai Tales, okay, and NLP training and coaching. And she's worked with a wide range of clients across many age groups, gender, and geographies, including corporate organizations, entrepreneurs, professionals in the space of arts, young adults, and senior executives. I mean, I don't need to say anything more because now it's time for me to, well, I've still got to tell them what we are going to be discussing. And Poonam is going to today lead you through something. And there's going to be many takeaways here. The belief code. The word rings a bell a zillion times, okay, when beliefs are, the word beliefs is something that you're talking about. So without much ado, Punam Bhardwaj, the stage is all yours. A very warm welcome to you. And I'm going to vanish and come back right towards the end. All
All
right.
right. Thank you, Anu. That was a lovely beginning that you made and a great intent with which you all have started this initiative. First of all, I wish you all the best. And I wish your viewers or the very best that they get everything that they are looking for, that they are here for. And on that note, without wasting any more time, I will start. And as Anu, you've already shared with all of us that today we are going to talk about beliefs. And even though it's a masterclass, we'll try and cover as much as possible in this little window of time that we have. Even though if you give me a chance to talk about beliefs, I can go on and on and on instead of 45 minutes. Maybe I can go on for 45 days. But let's just make the best use of the 45 minutes that we have. Okay, so we are here to decode the belief code. Now, before we do that, I have a question for all of you. And if you are watching us engaged thoroughly, just type in the chat box when you say beliefs, when you say the word beliefs, what comes to your mind? What do you think beliefs are? And Anu, please do feel free to share with me if there are any responses that are coming in.
I'm going to do that. Yes, I'm going to do that.
And while everybody is sharing their response to what they think beliefs are, I'll invite you also to share with us what do you think beliefs are?
Oh, you're asking me?
As for you,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. For me, beliefs would be something, okay, let's say, something very simple. Let's say when I wake up in the morning and let's say I tell myself, today is a beautiful day.
Mm,
That actually becomes a belief for me. Or something like, for quite some time, I held this belief that I'm not worth it. That's another belief that absolutely didn't work for me, right?
mm,
So it was, of course, based on something which I'm going to leave it to you. So
Mm.
it was based on some experiences that made me just put a broad statement and proclaim to myself and the whole world कि ये मेरा belief है, अब बस यही सही है. This is the right thing. So that was what belief is, and of course you can definitely
Sure.
add on.
Sure.
Yes.
Perfect. And are there any responses from the audience? Anything
I
that's come
am
up?
just
If
going
not,
to check. Yes,
uh,
you can go on. If there is
yeah.
something I'm going to like share it with you, not as yet,
Yes,
so you can
yes,
go on.
yes, sure. So let us put down a definition for beliefs. Okay. So a belief, in my opinion, is a thought. And a belief is not just any thought. A belief is a thought that feels real, that feels certain, right? And when something feels certain, it becomes our truth. It becomes the truth that we live by. So, belief is just a thought that feels very real. And my beliefs will feel very real to me. Your beliefs will feel real to you. So I will never challenge my own beliefs, but I may challenge your beliefs because they don't feel real for me. But for you, it will be a very certain thought. And how do we create a thought? We think a thought and we forget about it. And that's not how a belief may form. A belief is a specific thought that we have thought over and over and over and over again. Let me bring in a little bit of uh, neurology aspect here, right? When we think a thought, we form a neural connection. When we think that thought again, we repeat that connection, and when we think that thought again, we repeat that connection, and starts becoming stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And then when it's become strong enough for us to shake it off, it's taken the form and shape of a belief. And when it has taken the shape and form of a belief, it it starts feeling real. It starts taking the space in our mind. It starts becoming our world. So that's what beliefs are. I don't know, you
Poonam,
wanted to
there's
share
something.
something?
Yes, there is something. Okay, so I'm just gonna share that in a bit. So we have one viewer who says beliefs for me is what I was following because I was asked to do that. So
Mm,
that was a belief. We
mm,
have another viewer who says thoughts which feel real are beliefs for her.
yes,
And we
yes,
have someone who has a longer, what to say, a phrase which says certain set of confirmations, not necessarily with a negative connotation,
right.
help us understand, go through the day or life. Okay. So I guess, yeah, this is more like, people's personal experiences which are possibly shaping their thoughts and what they make
Absolutely.
out of it, right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Back to
Absolutely.
you.
And thank you so much for expressing yourself, for sharing what you think, what beliefs are. And we are going to cover all these aspects. I hope that you have shared. And if not, please feel free to ask your questions in the end as well. Right. Uh, so speaking of, are beliefs really that powerful? Are they really deserving of so much attention that we give them? Well, I say yes, beliefs are very powerful. Right? Beliefs drive us 24/7, whether we are aware of them or we are not aware of them. Beliefs are like an invisible force. Like right now, in this moment, as you and I are talking and you all are watching us, how many invisible forces are affecting us? Right? Um, our internal bodily functions, they're functioning. It's affecting our us right now. There's oxygen in the air. I can't see it, but it's affecting us. The gravity, electricity, those things are there, right? We can't see them, we can't touch them, we can't feel them, but they're there. They're affecting us. Similarly, beliefs are an invisible force and they affect us. Like fish doesn't know water, but it cannot live without it. Even if we don't know, see, or feel our beliefs, we may actually it may become difficult to carry on with our day without our beliefs,
Hmm.
because beliefs are not just only limiting, beliefs can also empower us. Beliefs are a beautiful thing to become aware of, to understand how they work for us. And if we can understand how they work for us, we can take charge of them. We can make them work for us how we want them to work for us. Instead of being driven by them, we can drive them. We can be in charge of our life, our decision, our results, whatever we create. So, empowering beliefs create incredible empowering results for us. And disempowering beliefs can create incredible disempowering results for us as well, right? What is power of beliefs? Talking about power of beliefs, I would like to share some stories here, right? So there was a research done with a large group of cancer patients, actually cancer survivors. And as a part of their research, uh, it was understood what were some different therapies and procedures and kind of treatments that they had taken. And it was found they all had gone through different therapies, different treatment, different line of treatments and procedures. But there was only one thing that was common amongst all of them, is that they believed in whatever treatment they are taking is going to create results for them. That was the only thing that was common, right? So, and there's a very funny story, Anu, I would like to share here. I was reading a book, and it talks about how beliefs can make us completely detached from the objective reality of any situation, scenario, or anything that we are a part of. Okay. When I say objective reality, like we only are aware of our subjective experience, which is driven by our beliefs. Now, the story is that there was this person. He somehow caught on to the belief that he is dead. He's a he's a corpse. He's a dead body, and he used to just lie there. Used to not do anything. Used to not eat. Used to not drink. Was surviving on drips and medicines because he believed he cannot do anything because like a dead body, right? It cannot do anything. It is just there. It's just lying there. So a lot of doctors came and saw him, spoke to him, tried to explain him. He was put through different kind of treatments, but nothing worked. Then a group of psychologists came and they tried to do this experiment, and they had a conversation with him. And they asked him, see, so you are a dead body, right? And he said, yes, I am a dead body. He said, well, then you would know the dead bodies cannot bleed, right? He said, yeah, I know dead bodies don't bleed. I said, so if we prick your finger, will you be okay with that? He said, well, what can I do? I'm dead, so I can't say anything. So you can go ahead, do whatever you want to. So they pricked the finger and it started bleeding. And this guy sat in shock, say, oh my God, dead bodies do bleed. Right? And that's how strongly he held on to his belief that he just could not see the objective reality that was out there right in front of his eyes. And sometimes it happens with us when we are surrounded in the vacuum of our beliefs, we sometimes block ourselves from seeing other possibilities, things that are there beyond what we believe to be true. So, beliefs, if I can use a metaphor for belief, what comes to my mind is that beliefs are like these beacons. Let's say we are going on a journey, right? We are on the road, and beliefs are these beacons. Something is telling us to take a right, one is telling us to take a left, and the one that we choose to take determines where do we reach in the end. The ones that we choose to take determines our destination, right? So the belief system that you hold creates the blueprint of your experience and experiences in your life. Yeah. Are we good here?
You're asking me? Okay,
Yes.
I'm back. Oh, we are good. We are good. And you want to continue, or you want to have a, I'm just looking at, there's someone who, one of our
Mm.
viewers who says, belief is something that we live by.
Mm.
Interesting. Yeah. Belief is something that we live by.
We do. We do live by our beliefs. And like I said in the beginning, that, it will become very difficult to carry on if we don't hold on to any beliefs. And uh, please always remember that all beliefs serve a purpose. All beliefs serve a purpose, where whether it comes across like a limiting belief or an empowering belief, somewhere it is giving you something. So it's okay to hold on to your belief, as long as you become aware of how it is interrupting your progress, how it is creating a limitation that is important for you to break through, right? um,
Yes.
you know and it's all about a matter of time, Anu, and everybody. I'm sure some of you must have heard this story and some of you may not have. Roger Bannister, the famous athlete who destroyed the long standing beliefs of experts that did a lot of research for many many years, and then they had proven that human body, human heart is not capable to sustain uh, a mile under 4 minutes. Human heart will explode if you run a mile under 4 minutes, right? Wherein Roger Bannister used to imagine himself breaking that record and imagine himself doing it in like 3 minutes, 59 seconds. And he trained, he trained, he trained. But when he ran with a belief that he can. And he did.
Mm.
Now, all right, he did. He broke that barrier, right? He broke that record that his heart could do it. His heart did not explode. And then people saw that, all right, he's okay. So nothing really changed physiologically if in human race that our bodies change or something. It's just that when they saw that it is possible, after Roger Bannister broke this record, dozens of people ran a mile under 4 minutes in the coming months, right? So, this brings me to a point how our beliefs are formed. Okay, and since we are talking about a lot of stories, here's a cute little story that I read. Okay, so in an aquarium there was this experiment that they did. They built a huge glass aquarium, and they put a barracuda on one side, and they put a small fish on the other side of the aquarium, and they divided it with a glass wall in between. So they divided the aquarium in two sections. In one section they put a big barracuda fish, and in the other section they put a small fish that barracuda usually eats. Now barracuda saw this fish and it came zoom and it hit that glass wall, and it injured its nose and it swam back shamefully. I'm just assuming. And then after some time it again turned and came with full speed and again barged into this glass wall and again bumped its nose. It kept coming, it kept hurting itself, it kept coming, it kept hurting itself. After some days, it stopped coming towards that small fish. It kept swimming only towards its size because in its mind, going ahead to eat this fish means pain, means injury. It will hurt her. So it kept staying in its side. After some time, the scientists removed the glass barrier. And can you take a guess what would have happened when that glass barrier was removed? Okay, let me tell you. The barracuda kept swimming on its side. It didn't even know that the limitation is not there anymore. It formed a belief on the basis of its previous experiences that, all right, I can never eat that fish, right? And in the same way, our beliefs are also formed. Okay. So let me just go through few things that contribute in creating our belief system right from the time when we are a small child and we are growing up. Our beliefs are formed by experiences that we have had over and over again. Let's say, okay, I'll tell you my experience. I tried to learn swimming. Okay. And I tried 2 3 times, but every time I just got fear and I just came back. And so it happened like 2 3 times, and I decided that My belief that I formed, the belief that came up for me was that I can never learn swimming. Okay, no, it's just a belief. Okay, if anybody can learn swimming, I can also learn to do it. It's just a matter of time. Okay, so our experiences that we have multiple times can contribute to forming our beliefs. uh, some are events, important events that happen in our life: your marriage, the birth of a child, loss of a loved one, or any traumatic experience that has happened in your life any point in time. The emotions, the feelings that come to you in that moment can also get stuck as strong beliefs with us. Okay, and sometimes we hear something like a comment from someone that we hold in great respect, or someone who is in the position of an authority. For example, let's say there is a teacher in your school when you were small. You really respected her, or you were really scared of her or him, and let's say the teacher said, "Oh, you will never be able to succeed in your life." And somewhere the small child heart of yours caught on to that statement. Now, consciously, you have forgotten, but unconscious remembers everything. Somewhere, I'm not saying that it is like that, but it may happen that that voice got stuck in your mind, and it's stopping you from becoming successful, because something is telling you that you can never be successful, and you can't put a finger on it because you don't know whose voice is this. It is not your belief. It is a comment that was given to you. This was a belief that was given to you. And since you were at a vulnerable age, moldable heart, it caught on to that belief. So beliefs can also come from our environment when we are growing up. Even after we have grown up, we can still pick up beliefs from our environment, our teachers, our parents, our friends, our spouses, our children, their friends, society, societal beliefs, religious beliefs, regional beliefs, beliefs about community that we hear in a larger context, and we take one belief and then we start believing it to and we start imposing it to the bigger context. uh, our interpretation of painful and powerful experiences can also give us our beliefs, right? So I hope you're following me, right? How do we get our beliefs? And sometimes beliefs can also be borrowed. It may not be your own beliefs. Interesting story again. I was having a discussion with my friends, and we were talking about ghosts being real or not, whether you believe in ghosts or whether you not believe in ghosts. So somebody said, "Hey, your friend X, she says that she has seen a ghost. So why don't you believe in it?" I said, "Well, she has seen a ghost. She has all the reasons in the world to believe in a ghost. I haven't seen a ghost myself. So if I'll believe in ghosts, that means I am borrowing her belief." Right? That's what I mean by borrowed belief, something that you have not experienced, but you have taken it from somebody else's experience. So that is also a possibility. Isn't it amazing how our unconscious can play games with us and can create a full belief system that we are not even aware of, and we are being driven day in and day out with through that belief system, unknowingly, unconsciously, right? So once we become aware of our beliefs, we get great power in our hands to take charge of our life. Now, with that, I'm sure you must be curious with the question that can beliefs really be changed? What do you think? Can you change beliefs? Quickly, maybe just a yes or a no in the chat box, and we can come back to it. Whatever you have responded, we can come back to it later. But yes, if beliefs can be created, beliefs can be changed. They can be recreated as well. All that is important is you become aware of your beliefs, see what's working well for you and what's not working well for you. What's working well for you, you can keep it. What's not working well for you, just leave it and create something new that helps you to move forward. So I'll tell you a two-step process to start your process of changing your belief system. First, and the most important part, is becoming aware of your beliefs. Awareness in itself is halfway through the process of changing our beliefs. Sometimes when we are able to see something, we can move that aside, we can move it out of our way, right? So how do you become aware of our beliefs? um, so at this point in time, I'll ask you, if you have a pen and paper handy, just grab it quickly, or maybe go through the process in your mind as I take you through it. Okay, we will engage a little bit in a small exercise. We have different areas in our life that are important to us at any given point in time. Let's say, what are these areas that are a part of our life? These are our career, our health, our relationship, our finances, our investments, children, family, relationships, many, many areas. And all of us can have different things that are important to us in different times. Now, look at any one area that is important for you right now. It might be working really great for you. It may not be working as well as you would like it to be. So just think about that one area in your life right now. And if you can write, if you have a paper handy, you can write, let's say, a small 3-4 lines about what do you feel about your experience in this area of your life. Let's say, my health. Okay. um, Hypothetically, I'm saying that, okay, I'm always tired, I don't feel healthy. Okay, everybody in my family has a certain thing, so I may also get it. Okay, even if I work out, it will not create results for me. I get tired very easily, I don't have the strength to do 50 burpees in 1 hour. No, I cannot do this, something like this. Okay, so what do you think about that particular area for yourself? Now, once you have written that down, uh, beliefs can very easily be spotted through patterns in our language and our thoughts that I will now share with you. Some patterns, specifically, precisely 5 very easily spottable patterns in your language and your thoughts that, when you hear yourself saying that, you can take a pause. Okay, wait, here is a belief that I'm talking about. Okay, so just that awareness in itself is a big step to start with. So what are these patterns? And go through what you have thought or written down for yourself in that particular area as I take you through these patterns. The first pattern is beliefs about our ability. Okay, how can you spot this pattern? You can spot this pattern by the usage of words, like you can say, I can, or I cannot do something, I can never learn to do this, or I'm unable to, statements or things that I'm good at or I'm bad at. Okay, now, have you caught yourself saying anything like that? Like someone say, oh, I'm not a morning person, I cannot wake up at 5 a.m. Okay, now my question is, this question is, are you saying you're not able to wake up at 5 a.m. or you're not waking up at 5 a.m.? Which of the two is more closer to the reality, right? So I cannot, I'm unable to. You can spot your beliefs about your ability with words like this. The second pattern that you can very easily spot is generalized universal beliefs. Okay, very easily. And let me tell you, you will have a field day tomorrow by spotting your generalized universal beliefs, and not just for yourself, by everybody that you will talk to. Okay, and it'll be fun. Now, how can you spot universal beliefs? By words like statements in which we use words like always, never, every time, everything, everyone, I always fail, I can never succeed, everyone hates me, all men are from Mars. I don't know what you thought. Um, all businessmen are corrupt. The world is a very bad place. This community is like that, right? Are you able to understand what we are talking about when we say generalizing? We have one experience, and then we look at everything with that frame. Then everything looks the same to us. Okay, the point is, the problem is that When we do this, we block ourselves, we put ourselves in a box, and we block ourselves to be able to see more possibilities, to be able to expand our experience, know more, give yourself more choices and options to choose from, and not just hang on to only that one rope for life. Yeah. The third pattern that you can spot in your language to identify your beliefs is the beliefs about our identity. Okay. Very often we use statements that begin with I am. Okay. I am a perfectionist. I am a loser. I am a man. Um, I am not worth it. Right. I am not good enough. So, any statement that you are using I am is a belief that you are holding about yourself. Sometimes these beliefs can also come out like metaphors. Okay. I'm just a corporate slave. Yeah. Or I'm a social butterfly. Or I'm like water, flexible, adaptable. Okay. So these are also indications of our identity beliefs that you can very easily spot in your thoughts and your language. Next pattern that you can spot is your beliefs that come through the value judgment, good, bad statements, or proverbs, that we have heard throughout. For example, the early bird catches the worm. Okay. Now, let's say somebody like me who is not an early bird, who's a night owl, I will just keep sitting thinking, well, I'm not an early bird. I'll never get the worm. So what's the point in trying? I will only fail. I'm destined to fail because I'm not an early bird. Okay. So there are, beliefs, good and bad value statements. Better late than never. It's a value statement, right? It's like a proverb that we have heard about. Um, Better late than never. So let's say you reach office and you reach office late every day because you have uh, held on to this belief, better late than your boss asks, why are you coming late every day? You can't tell your boss better late than never. No, boss, right? So the point I'm trying to make is that context is very important. All beliefs are good. All beliefs are important in a context. Problem starts when we take one belief, when we take one proverb and make it a theme of our life. Okay. It becomes the paradigm of our life. Now that's where the problem comes. So give yourself the freedom to keep proverbs, run by proverbs. Some proverbs are very good. Time is money. It's really great. Keep it, right? Um, yeah, honesty is the best policy. Is good, keep it, right? But imagine a doctor living by this policy, living by this proverb that honesty is the best policy. And uh, some patients in a very critical condition, and the doctor say, listen, 2 hours, pay my bill quickly because I had to be honest because it is my policy, right? So timing, context, everything becomes important. And another very famous proverb that I have heard is that all good things come to an end. Nothing lasts forever. You know, when it is being shared in the context of a bad experience, it's good. But why do we want to burst somebody's bubble if they're feeling happy about something? Yeah, right. So that awareness is also important. The fifth and the last pattern that I will share with you all is the in our language when we say things like shoulds, must, should not, must do, must not. Okay, these necessity and compulsions, these are also beliefs. Okay, and these statements are very surface level statement. Underneath there is a lot of unconscious thought that is going on, which is making us say these statements. For example, I have to act mature. Okay. Now, if any one of you have this belief, I would like to ask, like, why? Why do you have to? Who made this principle for you? Who made this rule for you? Okay. So we create rules for us, for ourselves. that I should never be late, I should always eat healthy, I should exercise every day, I must have a huge capital to start a business. Okay, and this is a statement that a friend of mine told me, and it started to become a huge limiting belief for him, because at one point in time in his life, he created a big business, and he bootstrapped the entire thing through his own hard earned money. There was no capital investment, but unfortunately it failed after seeing a huge success. And now he's at a point in life where he is not able to recall when he bootstrapped everything. Now he has created this safe cocoon around his comfort zone, saying, I don't have a capital, I cannot restart a business, so I will not start a business. Right? So that belief is helping him to hang on to wherever he is, to keeping him in his comfort zone. Right? So again, coming back to the point, beliefs are good, beliefs can be empowering, beliefs can be disempowering too. The thing to remember is, are your beliefs pushing you forward, or are your beliefs holding you back? Are you looking at a situation in the totality, in the whole context, or are you taking one belief and living your entire life through it? Now, we are at a home stretch, and I'm on the last part of our masterclass, where I'll talk about, can we change beliefs? I would like to take a pause and ask Anu if there's anything that's come in between that you would like to share. Anu, you're on mute. We can't hear you.
Thanks. The famous statement of 2020.
Yes.
That's my belief, okay?
Yeah.
But I guess people will agree with that. Okay. There are some questions, so you can choose to take the questions. I'm going to probably, okay. Yeah, many of them are actually asking if we can change beliefs, which we're going to be covering in a while, I believe. Okay. There is a viewer who's asking, what are the ways in which you would suggest that we turn our limiting beliefs into empowering ones, not just changing, but limiting to an empowering one. Okay. And we have another viewer who asks the question, I feel there's a difference between thought and belief, that we can control our thoughts, but our beliefs control us. How do you explain this? You might choose to take it now or later, because I can always ask these questions, because there are more questions.
Okay.
Right?
So then let me do this. Let's just uh, finish this, and then we can take questions, and we have all the time in our hand to answer all the questions.
I think we're going to have a
I
late
have
night.
all the time.
We have a late nighter. Okay, we won't leave you till all the questions
Like
again.
I said, I'm a night owl, so
Great. Yeah. See,
I'm
she's
not
a night
worried.
owl. And that's your identity statement, guys. I'm a night owl. Okay. So I'm going to go back to you. All right. Yes. So, yeah.
Okay, right. So coming back to the last part, can we change beliefs? Yes, we can change beliefs. We were not born with these beliefs. We have picked these beliefs up. We have created these beliefs unconsciously. And now, by becoming, first step was to bring it to our conscious awareness from unconscious. And now, if I can use a metaphor, imagine a belief is a plant that is planted in the ground with its root that has gone deep. Okay. Now, if you want to yank that plant out, you can't just hold and yank it out, right? You will first hold the plant, you will shake it, loosen the ground a bit, and then you can easily yank it out. A belief is just like that. So, step one, we have already done. Step two is to hold that plant, right? Now, by holding the plant, when it comes to belief, uh, in the beginning, when I said belief is a thought that feels real, that feels certain. So we have to take that ground beneath, under, from under it, to make it feel not so real, so make it feel not so certain. And to do that, what we can do is we can create doubt. Okay. And that's the key to begin changing your beliefs. Okay, when you create doubt, you put question, that kida, that is it really true? So how do we create that doubt? We challenge our beliefs, we question our beliefs. Let me take you a set of questions, and I'll suggest, I'll invite you to pick one belief statement for yourself and work with it as I take you through these questions. You can write, you can choose to work it in your mind as well. No, no hard and fast rules about that. But pick one belief statement and I'll give you a few seconds to do that. Okay. I'm assuming that you have already gotten your beliefs. So let's start loosening this belief. Let's start questioning this belief that you just picked. My first question is, the belief statement that you are holding on to, the belief that you hold, is it really true? Is it really, really true? How do you know it is absolutely true? Do you have a tactile evidence of that belief being absolute truth? What if you're wrong about it? What if I'm wrong about the belief that I'm holding? What will happen if this belief turns out to be wrong, to be false? Is this belief that you're holding, is it helping you to move forward? Has this belief ever proven wrong for you? Ever? Is there any situation in which this belief would not have stood its ground, maybe with you or maybe with someone else? Has it ever happened? If yes, then how can you be 100% sure that you are holding on to the right belief? Will it help you to let go of this belief? Would you allow yourself to let go of this belief? Beautiful. I hope we have done a great job in challenging your beliefs, in creating that small kida of doubt in your mind about one limiting belief. And if we have, I think we've been successful in the last 45 minutes. All right, Anu, that's all from my end. Uh, the forum is open for questions, so it's all yours.
Awesome. Awesome. And that was so good, as I was hearing you speak about this. There's so much that you think that, oh, I've possibly got rid of this belief, and then there it is,
Mhm.
it comes back. And like I always say, we are constant work in progress. And
Absolutely.
simply and so beautifully, with through so many stories and metaphors, you've taken us through a journey where I know our viewers would have got at least a start point. They'll
Mm.
start thinking कि अच्छा ये belief है और ये मेरे लिए अब ठीक नहीं है, because I liked what you said. It is completely contextual. एक context में अगर एक belief आ चुका है, ये इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि you take it and then you put it into every context and then start believing it. And like you said, it's our thought. It becomes so real for us. And then we kind of, when you were saying loosening, I was just thinking, it gets so cemented over a period of time because you're reinforcing it multiple times that it actually starts to feel real. So I like just saying, chalo, like let's loosen it up. Usko thoda hilate hain foundation ko, and then you kind of ask those questions, create the
Right.
doubt, the कीड़ा
Right.
of doubt. और वो कीड़ा,
Yes.
बहुत जरूरी होता है, क्योंकि हम नहीं तो बड़े कीड़े के साथ जीते रहते हैं हम लोग कि हाँ ये
Right.
मेरे लिए सच्चाई है, you know.
Right. Right.
and and they could be even religious, political, beliefs. It could be health beliefs, money beliefs, right? It could be identity beliefs. Okay, most
Absolutely.
common one: I'm not beautiful. Okay, I am a fatso. I've heard people say these things. We carry
Absolutely.
this,
Absolutely.
and I'd like to even tell people, yes, which Poonam did mention, it shapes us. It shapes our experiences. It shapes how we look at life. It shapes us how we look at somebody else. because you're looking at yourself that way, you're going to be looking at someone else in a similar way. So it kind of limits you. It doesn't let you expand your horizon, your mind. So I'm
Mm.
going to like jump into some nice questions here.
Yes, yes.
Yes. So a question here. I feel there is a difference in thought and belief,
Hmm.
that we can control our thoughts, but our
Hmm.
beliefs control us. How do you
Hmm.
explain this?
Right. Lovely question, no? Okay. So the main difference between a thought and a belief is, let me explain it with the help of a metaphor. Okay. A thought is like a passing cloud. Thought came, thought went, right? A belief is like a storm that's there to stay, which is also made of lots of many clouds that did not go away, that stood there and kept building up one on top of the other. And then it just became black and it started thundering and, raining and all those things. So, very basic difference between a thought and a belief is that a thought will disappear very soon. It's not very firm, its foundation is not very strong, right? If you can catch a thought in the very beginning, you can stop it from becoming a belief. And belief is something that has already taken a firm grounding in your mind. It has taken up space, it's living rent free in your mind for a long time, on a long lease. So you'll have to break that contract.
I
I
could
hope.
even I could even see one big house, and then you keep all these. चलो अब फ्री में रह जाओ. चलो जितना जितना साल रहना है,
Right,
बिना
right.
कोई आपका सवाल नहीं करेगा, कुछ नहीं, आप रह सकते हैं.
Correct,
Yes,
correct,
yeah, that's the
correct,
thing. Yes, yes.
correct.
Yeah. Okay. I hope that answers your question. And also, we could think about, so many thoughts arising from that belief, which is what you were saying, those many
Yes,
things, right? And
yes, yes,
one thought goes, but then I sometimes look and think there's one mother belief, and then there are
yes.
those babies around it,
Right,
right?
right. A
They just,
very example can be like something, a very simple thing. I'm a man. Men don't cry. Both are beliefs. One is a belief about identity, and one is a borrowed universal belief, a rule that is there. I just took it. So, like you
yes.
said, yes, one can sprout many other thoughts.
They just keep coming out like, those alien babies. They just keep reproducing just like that. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay. There is yes, a question. Okay, it's a very interesting one. Can a belief be limiting in one case and empowering in the other one?
Mm.
If yes, how? Oh,
Yes, yes,
interesting.
yes.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Uh, a belief can be limiting in one situation, and it can be empowering in another situation. Sometimes we hold on to contrasting beliefs. Okay, let me talk about contrasting beliefs first, and then we will draw parallels to that. Okay, so contrasting beliefs can be that mm, I can be a successful business person. Okay, and then a contrasting belief can be all business people are corrupt, all business people are, they cheat. Okay, so one belief is pulling me in the right direction, making me produce results, and a parallel belief about the same thing is making me at an unconscious level not reaching my success fully, right? So similarly, a belief that I hold can be empowering in one situation. For example, uh, let's say an identity belief. Okay, so there is a friend that I have, and she has this very strong identity belief that I am a strong person. I am very strong. I cannot break down in front of people. Very good. Has worked really well for her. She has created such a wonderful professional image for herself. People do not uh, question her decisions. People follow her. They respect her. There is, uh, a status that she has created for herself. Now, something happened at work which was a blow to that identity of hers. which made her break down in front of 500 people in office, right? Now, when that identity that I cannot break down, I have to be strong all the time, it did not work then, because from there on, she just kept going back in her shell, and it kept building up inside her. And the metaphor that she used when she was sharing with me, she said, I'm shattered from inside, but I cannot show it on the outside. Now imagine the pain that she must be going through. I could imagine like small glass pieces that her body was filled with, and how much pain she would have. But she wanted to keep a stoic, firm, strong personality. So this is an example that her belief that I have to be strong worked really well in a professional context, but really limited her when it came to express herself. When she really needed help, she did not ask for it, because I am a strong person. How can I ask for help? I hope that
Beautiful.
answers.
Oh yes, it does. I think so. It is. And there's another example that comes to my mind as well, Punam. So I'd like to share that. The same example. Like you say, I'm very strong. Okay, and you were using the professional context, even if you change context, right?
Mm, mm,
So the belief of the person is I'm strong in the professional context because I'm portraying a certain image of myself. The same thing, even if the context changes. Let's say it comes to the question of your personal life. The person could very well take that same personality, that same belief, and take it from there and take it into their personal sphere.
mm.
And that could sometimes
Yeah.
also, give friction between,
Yes.
let's say, spouses and things like that. आई एम स्ट्रांग, मुझे किसी की जरूरत नहीं है, मैं सब कुछ कर सकती हूँ या कर
मैं तो
सकता
बॉस
है,
हूँ. I'm
मैं
the
तो
boss.
बॉस हूँ या आई एम बॉस. सो इवन कॉन्टेक्स्ट वाइज आप अगर उसको कॉन्टेक्स्ट को चेंज कर दोगे,
Right.
the same belief can be empowering in your
Right.
office space, और
Right.
आपकी पर्सनल जिंदगी में it could just create so much of a
Right.
trauma, right?
Right. Absolutely.
Context wise things can change. So
Contextually,
yeah.
the roles that we pick for ourselves to play that come through our identity really matters a lot.
Okay,
Yeah.
there's another question, which is, what if it is a fact and I want to overcome that belief?
I would love to know a little context, a little
I know.
elaboration here.
Okay, this lovely person, if you could explain a little bit of the context without giving us the
Because I don't
context.
want to assume a context here.
I
It
know, I
may
know.
not help.
If we don't have, I'm hoping that she's watching. But मानो कि अगर हमने एक assumption कर दी, okay, कि we think something is a fact, and a fact could be something which is borrowed, like you said, even proverbial statements, or proverbial statements could ideally become a fact, no, because it centuries se chala aa raha hai. Okay, think twice before you speak, right? It could be, I went, I thought it was at least till the age of 16.
Hmm.
Think twice before you speak. I never spoke at all. I'm going to be honest. कि हाँ, अब तो चुप ही बैठना, because people
Uh,
have told me think twice.
right.
Never knew when to stop. I never
Right.
knew that I could
Hmm.
speak. So I didn't know
Right.
when the twice got over. So
Hmm.
that became a cemented belief for me. So
Right.
let's say I took that thing as a fact. It could be a proverb. It could be, probably something that was
Hmm.
given to me. कि
Hmm.
आप लड़की हो, आप ना एकदम थम के ना you just speak softly, or you speak only when it is required.
Hmm.
What if these things start to actually look and appear like a fact?
Yeah.
That becomes a belief. So
Yeah.
they're asking you, like, this person asks, like, how can I overcome that belief, which has become a fact? I have taken on that fact. How do I
Right.
overcome that
Right.
belief?
Right.
And there's an assumption because it's not complete here. So I'm putting a
Sure.
context and
Sure. So I'll work with this assumption, Anu. And like I said, one of the patterns of identifying beliefs is uh, statements that we say like it is the fact, it is my verdict, this is the end of it. Period. Bus. The buck stops here, right? But then every belief is a thought, right? Let's say you watch a movie, you did not like a movie, and you said this movie was bad. Now, what is it? Is it a fact that the movie is bad, or is it a fact that you did not like the movie? Which of the two is a fact here? And when we say fact, a fact is a fact. Data, fact is black and white, right? Our perception of that fact can be a belief. How we perceive, how we interpret that experience is something that can be taken on as a belief, but the fact will be a fact. Let's say, I say that if you're wearing blue glasses and I'm wearing red glasses, and let's say if we look at this cat, okay, you will, what color will you see the cat? You're wearing blue glasses. Blue cat. I will see a red cat. The fact will remain fact. It will be this white cat. Okay. But for me, the fact will be a red cat. For you, the fact will be a blue cat, which is only our interpretation. Which and then there are layers and layers and layers from where these interpretations are coming that we can keep peeling off, right?
Correct. And yeah, she's just mentioned this, that it is actually in a professional context in my own journey.
Mm.
So yeah, I hope that answers your question, because we are looking, as Poonam was mentioning, it's your perception that actually will change the way
Perception or interpretation, how you're interpreting that experience.
it's in that context, if you've taken that as a fact. Okay,
Can
and
I add something to it?
Anji,
Now
please.
that she's given us a hint that it's in a professional context, okay? Let's say it's appraisals time. Chal raha hai. These days, corporates are having a lot of appraisals. And the fact is that you got a rating of 3.5 on a scale of 5. Now, that is a fact. A belief can be that I am a failure. A belief can be that I cannot succeed in this job. That is your interpretation. The fact is, appraisal rating is 3.5 on a scale of 5. I hope I'm able to make the distinction here
Hmm.
by bringing in a little bit of corporate context.
I'm hoping if you've got the answer, you can just give us a thumbs up and it'll be nice. Okay. There's another question here, Poonam, which is can we change beliefs at a conscious level?
At a conscious level,
Mm-hmm.
the process begins at the conscious level, right? And whatever we do at a conscious level, when we keep repeating that, it starts becoming an unconscious activity for us, just like that learning cycle. uh, if I didn't want to get technical, but let's just say that when you don't know what you don't know, that is unconscious incompetence. Then you know what you don't know, that is conscious incompetence. Now you have learned to do something, right? That is conscious competence. And then by doing it, now you've become an expert. Now it is an unconscious competence. Now you don't even know, and suddenly somebody will tell you, hey, you have changed, you're looking a little different, you're not reacting to this, hey, you're behaving differently, something has changed about you. That's when the change has happened at the unconscious level. But it begins always at a conscious level.
Mm-hmm.
Always is a generalization most of the times.
Right. So I'm just looking at if there are any more questions. If there are, just keep them coming. Like Poonam said, she's a night owl. Identity statement: I am a night
My
owl.
identity is being taken like whatever.
It's like usko chitra bana. Just jokes, okay? So I'm just gonna just give a brief look at it, but I think we have covered most of the questions. If there are any more, just type it in. And beliefs are something, like, as you were saying, and there's something that I wanted to share, somewhere in between when you were talking. I'm like, I wanted to say this. It happens, no? Suddenly you remember something.
Yeah,
And yes,
we call it
okay,
brain farts.
okay. Brain
Oh,
fart. Okay, let's say I had a brain fart moment, okay? And what about affirmations?
mm.
Like, they happen to become very real. And a lot of people these days understand affirmations. They've been reading up about them, and
Yeah,
Google Baba to hai.
yeah.
हर चीज के लिए affirmation आजकल freely available है. People also creating their own affirmations, being very creative about it. So can affirmations also become a belief over? I feel over a period of time, as you keep doing it, it can turn into a belief. So what do you have
And
to
I
say
have a
about
very
it?
catch-22 kind of a response here, Anu. Do you believe in your affirmation?
I knew you were going to ask me that question. You're a wicked woman.
Okay, now let me tell you this something that I read, and it said, and it really made me think. It really made me go back to all the times that I affirmed, all the times I did visualization. It really made me question my process. It said that when you are visualizing something, let's say you've created a goal for yourself and you're visualizing it, whatever you're picturing, you're seeing, what is that voice telling you from it? I can see it, but I don't think it's possible. Now that's your belief talking there. Now that will tell you right there how much you believe in your goals, your visualization. And if you are getting that voice, how can you challenge that voice? So it's very important. And and there was a research and all those things, yes, that people who believed in the visualization got results, and how it varied for people from people who did not believe in. But yes, for affirmations as well, there is a process that we do, and we take affirmations to the next level, and we bring our physiology, and we call incantations, right? Call them incantations, and then we do it with full force. So somewhere your body has to be engaged in it for you to make it feel real to your unconscious mind, because the language of the unconscious mind is not always the words. It's your feelings, your emotions, your physiology. So you have to involve your physiology in that.
It's like the next time, guys, when you say I'm beautiful or I'm unstoppable, you use your body to make it feel real. So if you're going to stand and say I'm unstoppable, and I'm unstoppable, I don't know, but I guess you will stop yourself after some time, even saying the affirmations, which
Oh,
is
let's
why
stop
this
it.
is. Like ab bahut ho gaya, या मुझे उल्लू मत बनाओ. That's what is going to happen. So what Poonam is trying to say is your physiology. It's not about just the words. Of course, they play a lot of, it carries energy. It obviously transfers it, and, tells your unconscious. Of course,
Yes,
it plays a
yes.
large role, but your physiology, that includes your breath and everything. It kind of seals it in for you. So you use those affirmations. They're real if you believe them to be real. That's all there is. If you don't, it isn't, right? And then that's how it goes. So I'm thinking that our questions are done, and if there are any more questions, you can send them across to me, and I will ask Poonam, and we can get her back again. If you really loved
Sure.
her, you know what to do. Just send her a thumbs up, or you can call us and let us know, because I had a lovely time,
Oh, I loved it. I
It is
totally
like
loved it. Amazing.
it's like our favorite topic. So it's fun because sometimes you get into a space, and when I'm saying you, I'm talking about myself here. It's like ye to pata hai, and then it's like are nah, now I emptied my cup, and look, there's so much more. And then there were
Right,
new beliefs which are coming out. I said, oh, okay, I'll look at you tomorrow. I'm very hungry now. I'll look
right.
at you tomorrow.
You
But
know,
it's beautiful.
yeah, like that famous Bruce Lee quote that the value of a cup is in its emptiness, right? So on that note, I think we can bring it to a close
So
if
yes.
you give it a go ahead.
Yes, because yes, if there are any more questions, Poonam, we will get into it. I will definitely
Please do.
share the questions.
Sure.
So thank you so much for watching, and you now kind of have got an idea as to what the belief code is, how you can decode the belief code, how you can challenge them, how you can loosen them. If they work for you, please by all means keep it. But if they are keeping you away from having the life that you want, or the experiences that you've been, wanting to have, then it's a good idea to just stop, pause, No, not just think, just start becoming silent and become aware, because in silence there's a lot that your unconscious literally speaks to you. It screams, we don't hear it. Just pause, just hear, and you will kind of understand. And the easiest way is challenge them, ask them
Right.
questions, put that doubt, and then you know that they started, and
Yeah.
then usko ukhad फेंकने में
Yeah.
हो
Yeah.
जाएगा,
Yeah. So
right?
always carry that doubt ka keeda in your pocket.
डाउट का कीड़ा नहीं, वैसे भी होता है
थोड़ा सा
बिलीफ, वो
thought
बिलीफ को
नया
हिलाने के लिए डाउट का
करना।
कीड़ा, हाँ.
Correct.
Okay. Yes. So thank you so much, all of you,
You're
for
most
watching.
welcome,
It was
Anu. Thank
Pam,
you,
it
everybody,
was
for
so,
joining.
so awesome. It was like a good, nice round of NLP session back again. And I
Yes.
feel very excited. I'm not going to sleep. I think I'll become the night owl. I'm usually an early bird. Now I can claim ki haan, aaj see, there's a kida already. I might just become a night owl just for tonight. Okay. So keep watching. The next one is going to happen very soon from another beautiful speaker. And for those of you who are wondering what this is, we are actually creating the conscious circle of excellence. And everybody has that excellence. I like to call it the DNA. Everybody has got it in their own ways, okay? We've just got to figure it out. So we're here sitting and nudging. And now that Poonam, you're part of it, there are going to be many more sessions that we will be doing with you.
Sure.
And I'm
Sure.
sure our audience loved you. So, from the Soulful Exploration, for many more videos, live sessions, retreats, and so many more experiences curated just for you. Keep watching and tell us how much you loved us. Bye bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Bye.
everybody. Bye bye.